Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account, and that is right guys, it is time to set your teams for the Treasure Scramble. So Treasure Scramble is up again. You can go ahead, pick which direction you're going, which really doesn't make a difference because they all kind of converge in the end. But as of right now guys, adjust your formations, adjust your teams. I'm going to run through the teams that I'm going to be using for this Treasure Scramble. What I've actually been doing, as you can see, I have TS Ice 1, Ice 2, I have the Ice, I have the Fire, I have all of them right down here. We have the Forest. So again, we're going to run through these teams, guys. Now, there are different buffs that come within the Treasure Scramble, so this is kind of changing up a little bit of the formations, but overall, guys, doing incredibly well. First one, of course, is the dimensional formation. So we have Albedo and Merlin. Merlin, of course, is going to be in there for the mitigation. Albedo is going to be in there for the buffs. This really hinges around Yennefer being really built. Ezio is going to be the finisher. And then, of course, Jonan here has a lot of buffs, has a lot of defensive mitigation factor, but it is the crowd control for Yennefer. Now, some players that do not have Yennefer built have put in Mulan. Has going to be interesting to see exactly where she comes within this formation. But a lot of players have also run Baba Yaga or Leonardo in this, again, kind of as an alternative, or even run just straight up Ainz. But again, with the buff that the debuff that the Forest has, this is one of the best in slot teams that we have seen. Looking at team number 2, this is actually the Awakened version of Baden. So this slot right here is meant to be for the Awakened version of Baden. Now this again is one of the best in slot teams. This is one of the original teams we've seen. So Alna, of course, providing that immunity to the Awakened version of Baden. We have Oden in there for the mitigation for the disruption and also for the damage. Silas in here for the buffs, and Athalia in here as the finishing. Now, since I do not have this Awakened version of Baden built, good sub in here is Orin. So I'm actually going to pop Orin in here again. We know him going on the enemy side, he is not going to be one-shotted because he is actually going to benefit from Alna in this formation, making it a pretty cool build for this. And I'm hoping through all of these teams, guys, that you're going to get a couple teams out of here that you can figure out how to build based on the heroes that you have built, and then kind of fill in the slots or the spots that you do not. Looking at the third team, this is kind of an old school team. We've seen this one for a while now, a lot of iterations. So we have Zolrath and Leica. The combination of those two in PvP is absolutely huge, guys. Zolrath, of course, delays the entrance in. Leica's Awe ability allows you to supercharge what is going on here, meaning that heroes like Zafriel will come right on this enemy side, guys, pretty much before anyone even enters the battle. They are already there. Bathiel is the new kind of best in slot within this formation just because he is super powerful with the buffs that he's providing in here. And then, of course, Audrey with the damage she puts up in here. And again, this team with the Super Cycle can come out really quick. Winged Lion is going to buff everyone up here. Definitely like that formation, guys, but it is a very, very expensive formation to build. Now, looking here, we do have the Awakened version of Belinda. Of course, she's going to be in here, guys. Now, a lot of players, if they do not have that Awakened version of Belinda, they are actually putting Scarlet in the place, so dropping her out and then throwing in a Scarlet in her place. Again, kind of as a sub. Now, the big thing in here, guys, is we are running the Rock Lizard. Rock Lizard is going to provide shielding and immunity, which, depending on where your pet is built, this is a very, very difficult team to deal with, especially with that Awakened version of Belinda. Rowan is hard to kill, so you have this healing effect of Rowan that is AoE. You have the healing effect of Palmer that is AoE. And then, of course, you have Aziz in here preventing the ultimate abilities and also debuffing the attack rating and casting the Feeble Mind. And then, of course, you have Rain in the bottom. Rain is a hero that I feel like a lot of players really underestimate. The 203 is really the only thing Rain needs. Provides a lot of buffs, a lot of debuffs, a lot of really good, solid PvP formations with Rain in there. All right, so looking at number 4, number 5. This, of course, is around the Awakened version of Thane. Now, I do need Hendrik built out a little bit, but we have Sonya in here with that 9 of 9 furniture. Sonya is going to provide a defensive buff for this entire back row. Astrilda is going to provide some attack and some attack and defense buffs in here. Hendrik is in here not only for the knockback, the crowd control, but also for the immunity. So if a target dies, he is actually going to provide some immunity in there. Now, when Hendrik gets that 3 of 9 furniture, which unfortunately I do not have, it is going to give a massive defensive buff for Thane right here in the middle, which again is really cool to see, guys. They work in really solid harmony together. And then, of course, in here we are running the Talisman. Hypogens, they get wrecked by Talisman. So do the Greyborn Heroes, guys. It's a very, very cool looking pet. Now, number 6, this one, again, a little bit different. So we have Kanisa and Rook in here, which a lot of players will sub in Hodgkin for Kanisa and Rook. I do have Tamaris in here as well. Again, he needs to be built up a little bit further. I feel like fundamentally he will work at the plus 30 signature item. Getting a little bit more furniture on him, getting some engraving is of course going to make a really big difference. Then we have Nevi, we have Peanut, and we do have Solus. So between these two heroes, and again, you could put a couple different heroes in here depending on the formation you're running. But the key of this formation is keeping everyone together. Of course, Solus is going to have healing. She is going to do a lot of damage, but Peanut is going to do a lot of damage as well with all of these heroes together. So if we have Kanisa and Rook that can put everyone together, we have Tamaris that can keep everyone together. So even a sub in here could be a hero like Mishka. I think Mishka would work really well in this formation as well, which honestly, I might actually keep her here thinking about it. And again, a lot of these PvP formations, guys, are based on what you built. When you ask for some variations to the comps, again, you can put Hodgkin in here, you can put Tamaris in here, you can put Mishka in here. It is super dependent on the heroes you have. Even when you look, let's say, at the tanking class, for instance, if I didn't have Mishka or Tamaris built, and let's say I had this awakened version of Taylene, absolutely, I would put the awakened version of Taylene in here just because fundamentally she is so much stronger than some of the other heroes. I'm still going to kind of serve the same purpose of trying to keep all of these heroes together. But again, you have to take a hard look at what you do have within here. So I'm going to go ahead and save that until I get Tamaris built up a little bit further. Definitely a solid formation. And then number 7 is, of course, my Invade team. I love the Invade team, guys. Now we have Brutus, Scrag, of course, providing a lot of buffs over here. We have Anasta, we have Frampton, who is going right to the enemy side. Taylene, as soon as she ults, will come right to the enemy side. So this entire team, depending on who they fight, will be stacked right here into the enemy side, which again, very, very big with this. Frampton, of course, on the Invade, some players will drop out Frampton. They'll drop in Anasta. Any heroes that are really going to go to that other side and go there really fast. Even if you put like a Mulan in this formation, I think it would work pretty well. But again, you're looking for the Invade aspect. So any heroes that are fundamentally going to go right to the enemy side is going to make a big difference, guys. It is really going to make a big difference in here. And again, looking at the heroes that you have, make sure that you're using heroes that you do have built. It makes a very, very big difference when you look in here. So I'm hoping, again, looking at the lineup, hopping over here. Now, when I set my lineup, I don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When I come in here, I put in my strongest teams kind of based on the builds I have. So again, it's weird. It doesn't put them in order sometimes. Like even here, I have 4, there's 1, so 5, 1, 1, 5, 2. So I have to look exactly what is here. So TS Forest 1, then 3, then Ice 2 is down here. So make sure again, guys, that you name these to what you legitimately want them to be. But looking in here, guys, I want the Awakened version of Belinda. I want my Solus team in here because I feel like this is a really, really solid team. And then I'm going to go in here. So we dropped in Team 6. And then I'm going to put my Brutus team in here. Let's see. I think it is 4 or 7. There we go, guys. So these are the 2 teams we're going to start with. Now, of course, up here, we're running the Fire Breather. Fire Breather is super effective when it comes to strength heroes, which is what we have here. We'll also mitigate some of the healing aspect in here. And again, this is a pretty big team. I know Anasta, again, has to be built out. And I feel like looking at my engraving levels here, that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks that I have. Kanisa and Rook, of course, needs a little bit of engraving. Would love to have the 9 of 9 furniture in there. Building up Anasta to the plus 60 engraving. Building up Peanut. Building Nevi up to that plus 60 engraving. there's a lot of heroes, again, fundamentally that I could build that would probably do a lot better than some of the formations, you know, that I'm running in here. But again, you have to run with what you have. It's really fundamentally, it's kind of the way that this game works. You have to run with the heroes that you have. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to set up all of my teams, guys. Again, finally having that awakened version of Belinda is pretty cool. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to set all my teams. So set my 2 teams, my 3 teams, my 4 teams, and then make sure that you adjust. I cannot stress this enough, guys. A lot of players say, well, I went through the treasure scramble and I didn't do as well, or I sucked, or I forgot about it. I forgot a 6th team, a 5th team, a 7th team, depending on your rank. Again, I don't want you to forget the teams in there. But again, set them, go in here at least once or twice a day. Make sure where your heroes are based on the Scramble intel, where you're seeing them. If you may need to make adjustments, you definitely can. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.